slammed with severe weather this evening. We're talking about high winds, lightning, heavy rains, and even hail falling in some places.
Several thousand are without power. There are major delays at McCarran and widespread damage across our valley. We'll get outside to Masa Saidi, who is standing by in live drive in just a moment. But let's begin with Brian Schofield in the Weather Center. Brian.
Boy, it hit hard and fast, furious stuff that no one could really escape. A few of the areas didn't see much in the way of rain, but many other people heard that thunder, and it was just window rattling, and you know what I mean. But we're also seeing a lot of spots that are still getting hail and still getting not only some rain, but some stronger wind as well. So it hasn't really waned just yet. And even when there's a little break, there's more in behind these that we're going to be watching maybe in the overnight hours. So I'm going to be tracking that for you coming up. But look at a little wider view of that, and you can see we're not quite out of the woods yet. You go a little farther out, and we're not seeing anything behind that. So we've got another little batch coming in once this gets through with maybe a very short break. Other than that, still some more rain, showers, thunderstorms on the way, and that deadly lightning. I'm glad you stayed inside when you were shooting that promo earlier, because we've been telling people when thunder roars, stay indoors. You know, it's not something I made up, but it's been around for a while, and it's something you take seriously. Notice there's still some pockets that are really checking in with some heavier stuff. We haven't seen much in the way of totals beyond about 1/3 of an inch, and that's surprising with all of these thunderstorms, but maybe Masa can add to that because she's out and about. She's in live drive, or was very near live drive. How's it looking out there, Masa?
And Brian, we actually hopped out of live drive when we came upon this remarkable scene. One of the most difficult things to determine when you're driving in Las Vegas in the storms is how deep is the water, and this is very deceptive. You can tell that there is water on the road here, but what you cannot tell is the road dips and several cars have gotten into big trouble. So check it out, this car over here that is blocking the roadway here, this is the Chamberlain family. They are using their car to block the road, and the reason they're doing that is you've actually, Ms. Chamberlain, you've seen several cars get into trouble, including families. Talk to me.
Well, the first person that we met lived right over here, and we saw him get stuck, and that's the moment when we found out the water was so deep. And then we just continuously from both sides kept getting people, and we pushed multiple cars, I think about 5 or 6. There was one woman that had car seats in the back seat with a baby. We couldn't leave them. I told my husband, who's been deployed, you know, how do you leave people behind? So
thank you so much for what you're doing. And here's a live look at a car trying to make its way through here, and the water has slightly receded, but you can definitely tell very dangerous situation. That's a big truck there, so they were able to handle it, but there's also some neighbors that are trying to stop that from happening on the other side of the street. And take a look at this water is coming down on us right now, so very dangerous situation. You definitely want to be extra careful when you are driving out there. Let me send it back to you guys in studio.
Masa, thank you. And the storm has caused damage to people's property, and it's also left more than 40,000 without power across the valley.
Yeah, NV Energy says up to 40,000 customers right now without electricity, crews scrambling, as you can imagine, to try and restore that power. Now, they're hoping to have it back on by 11:15 tonight. That's just about 10 minutes from right now. And 13 Action News reporter Tom George is live now in one area right in the dark. Tom.
Well, actually, in just the last couple of minutes, that power did go back on. But when the lights were out, we're only about 5 or 10 minutes away from the station, and we saw a lot of lights out along the road. So certainly a very dangerous situation. In fact, if you look right now, there's still a lot of water buildup. You can see it. It's kind of deceptive there, especially as you go through those intersections, especially when those lights were out. You have to make sure that the intersection is clear. But we've also seen some people driving pretty fast. You see like that guy right there. Driving just as they would if this were not going on, but that's certainly a dangerous situation. You shouldn't do that. It can be very deceptive, especially as you go through that water. And in fact, because of that, Metro has also sent out a notice saying if you are going to an intersection where the power is out, you have to make sure that that intersection is clear before proceeding. But certainly a very dangerous situation if you are heading out onto the roads. Reporting live, Tom George, 13 Action News.
Yeah, you can see that lightning there behind Tom as well. All right, thank you. Well, the impact of this storm is also being felt at McCarran Airport, as you can imagine. A number of flights are delayed right now, most not scheduled to leave until now after midnight. So you're definitely going to want to check the status of any incoming or departing flights this evening.
And here's a look at the pooling of the water at Tropicana and Rainbow. As you always hear, you never know how deep that water can go. Turn around, don't drown lots of times, but cars are just going right through it tonight.
Also, there'll be a lot of cleanup to do right near Green Valley Parkway and Sunset Road. Here you see it. Jessica Ariano sent us this picture of a large tree that fell just outside of her home.
And another tree down right in the middle of the road right here. This is between Flamingo and Desert Inn on a street named Cabana. Also, the lightning put on quite a show in Henderson tonight. Take a look at this video sent to us by 13 Action News employee Larry Ish.
Yeah, there you see it. Rain tonight, no joke in some places. Now, I shot this video just outside our studios here at Valley View and DI. You can see it basically coming down in sheets, some of the most intense rain that I have seen in a long, long time. The heavy rain's also even hitting the southeast part of the valley here. We got 13 Action News reporter Brian Callahan. He shot this video for us of this downpour here in Anthem Highlands.
And we first alerted you about the severe storms rolling through our valley on our KTMV mobile app. For the latest breaking news and weather, download our app for free on any Android or iPhone. And if you have pictures or video, please send them our way. You can send them to desk@ktnv.com. But again,